Hello, this is Lavinia at Cross Keys Crafts. Today I'm procrastinating again. I'm doing some crafting when I should be doing other things, but never mind. I enjoy it and it gives me the peace and calm afterwards and the strength and energy to do the jobs I should really be doing. I have seen a lot of wreath photos on Facebook, on the Lavinia Facebook pages recently. I've seen lots of videos and I really like a wreath design. I've got a few on my channel already. So I thought, yeah, I'll have a go as well. And I got out my pine cone here. I think it's a fir tree branch, it's called. But I thought I'll combine it with something I haven't used before because these are new to me and I've already forgotten what they're called. I'm going to link to them below. Because don't forget, even though these have got the bend in them, you can bend your stumps and make them fit a circular shape. And I've also got these winter berries here, but I'm not quite sure yet whether I will actually use them. I've got some smaller berries, but I might leave it clean and simple. I don't know yet. What I have prepared though is I have die cut a circle here. Let me just measure it. Which is just over 4 inches in diameter. Reason being is I have already mislaid my circular masks, so I thought I'd just quickly die cut one. And I've got a 6x6 card underneath, so I'm working in the middle of the card here. The edge is sort of similar on either side, maybe not just quite right, but should be okay. But I'm leaving a bit more space at the bottom, but I need enough space at the top because all I'm doing now is I'm going to lay down a little bit of colour, so I've got this sort of circular shape, or at least like a moon shape, and I know where to work with. You could, if you want to, just put down a little bit of a pencil, but I always find that a bit tricky. So let me just get this out of the way. I only want a very light application. So I'm testing my brush first, make sure there's no, pardon me. Yeah, sorry about that. I've still got a cough. Not too bad, I'm on the mend. So I'm just putting some excess into here, make sure it's not too heavy. I really want a hint of this. So, and I'm mainly going round these edges here. I'm leaving this free. I want this sort of crescent shape. And I've also already got a bit of a mark there, so I try to ink blend over that without having too much pressure on this. And it doesn't look like a lot at the moment, but it will be enough for me to work with afterwards. So I'm just going around in this sort of circular movement, and I think this will be just enough. So when I take this off now, I know where I need to stamp. So, and I'm going to stamp, I'm staying in the brown colour scheme. I'm stamping this with a pine cone. Just finding a smaller acrylic block. So I'm inking this up thoroughly. Making sure I've got ink everywhere, and I've just wiped the ink off my finger there, off my thumb that I had. And I actually find it easier if I turn this over so I can stamp here from the side. And I'm just going in, just lightly following the shape. And I'm doing some second generation stamping just on the side here. And then I want to come in with another fir cone branch. Just at the bottom here. I think I'll do the second generation just on the top here. I want to leave some space to stamp something in the middle, so I'm just maybe just going around the front here, but staying in the same line. Yeah. And I think I will actually do first generation on the side there. Almost in the same space, and then I'm just coming in here. It's a question of sort of filling it up without making it too even. So yeah, so now I would like to come in with this stamp. My idea is if I can sort of fill this up a little bit. I'm using the smaller one because I think the other one will be just too big. So what I do is I'm going to, does it work? Lay this round. No, it will be in the wrong. I have to do it this way around. So I'm trying to bend this as much as I can. I'm checking now this way around whether this would be the right angle. I might actually not ink up the bottom bit. I think this would be just too much. And I'm just testing on the side whether that would be too strong and too overpowering. I tell you what, I'm just changing my mind. I think I need to come in with a second colour, because if I do it in the same colour first generation, it will just stamp over on the pine cones. If I do it in the second generation, it won't be as obvious as I want it to be. And I just remembered that I bought new ink pads 2 weeks ago, so I'll just switch off the camera, find the ink pads, and then I crack on. Yes, I've made up my mind. So I tried the Summertime that I bought recently, also as a second generation. I tried the Tulip Red second generation. I didn't really like either of them. They would be great for Autumn Wreath, but I'm just sticking with a Shady Lane, and I think the combination of green and the brown will actually be nice enough for this wintry card. So just forgot now that I didn't want to ink it up that much, so I'm just taking that off. And now I can really just sort of stamp over this. I'll try not to get the bud where I've got the pine cone, because I don't want that to lose definition. But otherwise I'm just stamping over this. If you're not sure about this, use a smaller stamp, as for example the berries, but I fancied using this now and I enjoy having just to play with these. So I think what I will do is I'll just try to move it the other way. Where it is getting thicker, it doesn't bend as much, but it will still be fine to follow the wreath a bit more in that direction. Oh, I haven't inked it up properly. Never mind. Show you in a moment how we can rescue that. Yeah, I should have done some second generation, but never mind. Just bending it that way again. And just filling one more in here. It's nice if they stick out a little bit and give a bit of shape. So with the one down here, what I'm doing is I'm going to ink the bit up that I hadn't caught before. Then I get a bit of scrap paper. And I'm covering the area that was stamped okay. Not too much though, because I need to see where I need to stamp. And then I can hopefully place it down here without messing the bit up that I hadn't done before. But because we're colouring them in anyway a little bit, it doesn't matter too much. There's a bit of double stamping going on there, but you can hardly see that. So yeah, I think I'm happy with that. I'm just looking for a little stamp now to fill in a few more bits. I found these mini berries, I think they're called, so that will just be fine to, again, I'm taking a bit off the back there, they will be just fine to take off the branches there, the stalks. And I can also fill this in a little bit, taking off the sort of harshness of it in some places. And I really like the green combination here. I will come in with a bit of white pen afterwards as well to make it a bit more wintry. Again, I haven't inked that up properly. That's better. Yeah, I think I like this. Maybe one more here. But as Joe Rice says, I'm trying not to overcook it, because you get to the point where too much is going on. But yeah, I really like this. So I'm leaving that now. So my original idea was you can actually do anything with this. You could put in some animals. I even had a look at my dandelion because I saw people use the new snowflakes and dangle them from the top of the wreath, and I thought, well, this might even look like a bauble, but obviously dandelion is a bit too summery. So I thought I'd try something different. I hardly ever use my fairies, and I thought this would be nice actually for her to sit in there and stamp her in there, and then give her a dangly bit afterwards. Can I say dangly bit? That sounds awful. So just using my acrylic block. So I just need to switch the camera off to have another cough. Sorry about that. By the time I'm posting this video, I've probably gone past my cough, but at the moment it's still there. It's like a dry cough that sometimes tickles me. So again, I'm going to ink her up in the pine cone. I don't want this to be too harsh, so I don't want to ink her up in the black onyx. So again, conscious I've got ink on my finger there. So making sure this is straight, and I'm going to plonk her right in the middle, just checking which way the tree sits, but I think I'll have the tree just like that there. Sorry if the camera wobbles, so I'm just giving it enough time for the ink to seep into the cardstock. Yeah, that's lovely. So now all I need to do is I'm going to put the mask back on. I could just draw a line if I wanted to, but I decided to do some stamping. So I'm actually going to use one of my foliage stamps, and I thought about using this one here, which is, I've already forgotten it. I don't know, I had it in my haul the other day. Again, I'm going to link to it below. Today things don't come to me. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this up, possibly in the green. I'm going to make it look like the bottom bit overhangs on the tree and basically holds the tree. And then because I've got the top covered up, I need to cover the card just a little bit more. It'll sort of disappear in the wreath, and I think hopefully it'll look like this branch is holding the moon. I'm really only inking up the bottom bit, only as much as I need. Just testing this here. Yeah, that will be fine. And then I don't need to worry about it going over the mask at the top. There we go. So when I take this away now, it looks like it's part of the foliage there. I really like this. So all I want to do now is I want to come in with some colour, first of all for my berries here, whatever they are, And I would like to come in with some white for the cones here. And I also want to colour in the fairies' wings and the moon a little bit. But just more thinking like shimmer rather than too much colour. So originally I thought I'd go in with my Kuretake pens, but then I thought, no, I'll have loads of these shimmer pens. These are all Spectrum Noir pens. I've got the Wink of Stella brush pens. This is a gold one, but I've also got these sparkle brush markers. These are from Germany. So have a look in your stash what you've got. Even watercolour pencils would be nice. So some of these were a bit too wet, but I found a few that I thought would be nice. So this is a green one, so I'm just using this one just to colour in the berry just a little bit, and it automatically gives it a bit of definition and a bit of sparkle. I don't know if the camera catches that. So very lightly going in with these, because I'm working on the card base. I don't want this to go through on the other side, and it's just about visible, so I don't want to apply too much ink there. If I should find I've gone through with a colour, I could always cut this out and put it on a new card base. But as I said, I just wanted a light application. Let's dip there. I know that some of these are not available anymore in these combinations. This is the Lichen one. They came in sets of 3, so I'm not really linking to these below, but they're called Spectrum Noir sparkle pens if you're looking for them. This one is a pinkish one. I'm not quite sure whether I need to colour the berries. I might actually use that for the wings here. I think that might be nice, because I think the pink goes nicely with a brown and also with a second generation stamping there, so that keeps it in this colour scheme. And again, it's difficult to see the sparkle. If I don't find I've got enough, I can always go over that again with the clear sparkle. For the moon, I decided to go in with this gold. I think that would be really nice, and that is very sparkly. So that's the Wink of Stella. I'm sure that's still available. But Spectrum now also does a gold one. So here I'm just being mindful not to cover the stamped image. Being very close to this. Can you see the sparkle? Not sure what my lighting is tonight either. So I'm just checking again on the inside. No, that's still fine. You can see a bit where the green is. I think I'll get away with that. So yeah, I think I just need to get my Posca out now and add the white accents. And I think I'll go over this again with my clear overlay over the fairy wings. So I've zoomed in a little bit to show you what I'm doing with the Posca. So with the Posca pen, I'm just following the pine cones here, but I would also put some accents onto the berries there. This one is a bit translucent, not as solid as the gel pen, but the gel pen is not as liquid, and I sometimes struggle with that a little bit. So I think another thing I might do with this, because I sometimes don't know when to stop, I might put some glitter on this as well. I think that would be nice. So shall I continue this off camera, and then I'll show you how I can apply some more glitter onto the wreath. I was struggling a bit with the Posca pen. I've never been good at using Posca, so what I ended up doing is I just put a little puddle here on that scrap piece of paper and just dabbed into that and applied it, and that worked a bit better. I've got a bit streak there now, and there's a big blob there, but I'm okay with that, because once I put glitter over this, I should be okay. The other thing I decided halfway through this is because I can actually see the back of this now. So I'm going to cut this down and I'm going to mount this on another card. So I think what I will do is, once I've cut it a little bit smaller, I will come around this with my blending brush. I might go in with the green or the brown and have to think about that, just to tie this in a little bit and give it a bit of a frame. So, and then I'll show you how you can easily apply glitter. I just stopped myself halfway through because I thought I might just show you that anyway. So I've just gone and picked up my truffle again. You could use another colour. I thought maybe taking the vintage photo from the Distress Oxide range. And I'm just coming in from outside and just ink blend over these. And I always like to go a bit stronger in the corners, ideally without leaving any marks. So just coming in from the edge there. I don't have a lot of edge to play with, so I try not to get too close to the wreath, because I've cut this down a bit now to fit onto my card base. But I still like to have a bit of white around it. Can you see? I think it all ties it in very nicely, and I've still got the highlights there. Maybe go a bit darker here still, just with the excess I have on my brush and the excess I have in the lid. This brown is a really nice colour, the truffle, because it's got a sort of a pink undertone, which I think is really nice and really warm. So, but I had two thoughts, again, two ideas to throw at you regarding the sparkles of glitter I wanted to add. Originally I thought I just used my either this glue pen, or I've got this smaller one here, the Quickie glue, which I've got from the Lavinia shop. And then you can just put these on. These are tacky ink pens, and once they've sort of dried or turned from blue to white or clear, you can put on your inks. Then I thought, I've also got an embossing powder that puffs up, that looks a bit like snow. Let me just see if I can find it. It's this one here. It's called White Puff. I've got a sample here on top, so that I thought would look really nice. And I might actually do that just to enhance the snow here on the pine cones, because the Posca's still not 100% happy with that. But the other idea, I thought I'd just use my Stickles for some green accents. So I think I'll do this first. Again, you apply that just with your two-way zig glue. I shall quickly do this off camera. So all I do is I apply it where the snow wants to be, and then just need to make sure everything is dry beforehand. And then I put this on like normal embossing powder, puff it up with my heat tool, and then I use the sticky glue. Well, I had a bit of a snowstorm. Don't know if you can see that. It's gone a bit overboard with the snow, but I really like the effect of that. And obviously I had a bit of a glitter explosion as well with the Stickles. And I used the green Stickles on the bigger berries here, and the clear ones on the wings here and in between. And yes, it's a bit overloaded now, overladen. You can't really see what I've stamped underneath, and that's why I said it's a bit of a snowstorm. But I like the overall look of this actually. Don't do what I did. I actually singed my cardstock here a little bit when I tried to heat emboss it from the back to make this snow puff up. So I had to go on the front. But yeah, overall I really like this look, and it's a bit different from things I have seen so far on the Lavinia Facebook page, and so that's the group one, and even on YouTube. So yeah, hopefully this is inspiration for you just to use your stamps. Use what you have, create a wreath, very simple, from just a circle, and yeah, fill it with stamps that you have and that you like. And as I said, you can use animal stamps, loads of stamps. I'm leaving this free. I'm not adding a sentiment, Christmas sentiment, because this would even work just for a winter birthday card. So I'm leaving it as it is. And as you can see, I've cut myself a craft card base here, which I think goes nice with a brown scheme, but I will wait to glue this on until the stickles have dried. Yeah, if you like this card, you might want to give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of what I'm creating, usually is not as chaotic as this one here, you might want to subscribe to my channel. I'd be very happy about that. And I'll see you soon with another video.